Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast.
Alright.
Episode 157, Problem Solver. In this week's episode, there is gambling in GTA.
What the fuck?
JfG Ash is now a rambler.
Ramblin man.
JfG Alex buys a tumbler.
Tumbling man.
There's Far Cry talk for funk.
Far Cry, innit?
And finally, Mel's all up in the street beat.
Wanna know. Hello and welcome to the JfG podcast. This is episode 157. My name's Ash, and as always, I'm joined here with my good fellow buddy, Alex.
What do you think you're doing?
How's it going?
What's all this?
I thought I'd step up to the plate this week.
Oh, fair play, buddy. Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
It's always feeling good on a Wednesday.
Sparkling thoughts gives me the hope to go on.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. How's it going, mate? I mean, do you need to go first now? Tell me about your
Playing
week.
a dangerous game here, buddy. We're ruining a winning formula.
Diversity is
an old wooden
an
ship.
old wooden ship, I believe.
You want to know what I've been up to, do you?
Please. It's been the Easter bank holiday where there's been 4 days off. 2 more than usual. Let me know
2 more.
what your business has been.
That is a little above average. Yeah, howdy ho, ladies and gentlemen. It's been Easter times.
I don't say that.
Yeah, you do, always. Howdy ho.
Howdy ho. Just more South Park
always.
references. Why not? Let's just
Chuck
put
them in.
there.
Far be it for us to have any of our own comedy.
I mean, patio chat. There you go. There's one.
There you are. I don't have a patio. Shall I just lie?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to. I couldn't possibly besmirch
You
the good
could
name of
come
that
up with a
section,
different
buddy.
chat.
No,
like
I don't.
Sofa chat.
So,
I mean, it's exactly what you're doing right now.
MDF assembled sofa chat, buddy, which has stuff inside it because it's hollow.
What stuff? Many leather-bound books.
A box.
A box.
Some vacuum-packed duvets.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Man.
Storage and seating
Get the
one.
vacuum bags and
Suck
you
the
put your
fuck out
duvet
of
in
them.
there,
Yeah.
get the old Henry out and just fucking
Suck
off you
away.
go.
Yeah, just fucking, go to town. Nice.
Brilliant.
I like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Not sure it's going to catch on this segment, so
Okay. I mean,
move on.
you need to make a jingle for it now.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I'm on it. Yeah,
It's
I'll
been
get back
a
to
while
you on
since
that.
we've had a new one.
It's true. I've been playing a bit of guitar recently. I should probably just fashion some sort of new jingle, shitly out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'd use the intro Guns N' Roses, all of them together at once.
Just all of their songs.
Yeah, all the intros to their songs just at once.
The first 10 seconds of every Guns N' Roses song, all played at once.
Just put it all together. Copyright,
layer
who
of
knows
noise.
what's going on there.
They'd struggle.
They would.
Yeah, I had a good weekend, buddy. It was a good extended weekend. That went to the pub on Thursday for the weekly pub quiz, buddy, which was not on.
Cool.
So didn't do the pub quiz. Probably
wasn't
doing it
on.
this week though.
Yeah.
But luckily, the worst thing that can happen when you are in a pub and the pub quiz isn't on is that you're just in a pub. So we just got drunk.
That will happen. You know,
that's how it.
I'm trying to think of other things. The main purpose of a pub, apart from drinking alcohol.
No, I mean, there's board games. There's other things in there. Board games, maybe a fire. But at the end of the day,
Put the board games on the fire. Got you. Yeah.
and then have a drink. We've solved that one. So yeah, it was a boozy evening and left me feeling very, very unwell on Friday, buddy. But I didn't have to go to work because it was Good Friday.
Yeah,
it
Good
was.
Friday. It's the best Friday.
It's a beautiful thing. We went to the Beacon, which is a very exclusive restaurant, buddy, for lunch.
Oh, okay.
Exclusive in that It isn't exclusive at all, but it's very nice. And then, in the evening was game night, and that was all sorts of shenanigans, although we were a little down on numbers, and actually it was a little... everyone was feeling a little bit worse for wear, buddy, so it was a little bit low-key.
Low-key, yeah. Nice jazz club, like it.
Yeah. So, that was fine. Then down to the family on Saturday, buddy, and I took the VR. Now, let me tell you, buddy, that's probably the last time I'll be transporting the VR, because, holy shit, there's a lot of cables.
There's a lot of cables.
Fucking bullshit. Yeah. You got to take your PlayStation as well.
Got it,
so, yeah. So you're talking, like, you need to take all 4 HDMI cables.
4,
and you gotta take all that shit, buddy. You gotta take the USB cable that goes from the breakout box to the console, the cable that goes from the breakout box to the TV, the cable that goes from the breakout box to the VR headset. And then obviously you need your Move controllers, and you're gonna want to charge them, so you need to take the fucking charging thingy as well.
Sounds like a ball ache.
A suitcase of stuff. And then obviously came back and had to put all that back together again. Never again.
Never.
If you want to play VR, you got to come to my house, because it won't be leaving this building again. That's the end of that. But yeah,
fair dues.
It's fun though, buddy. VR with the family. Yeah. It was we had lots of YouTube, lots of like VR theme park stuff and that to kind of ease them in, because they'd never really seen or considered anything like it before.
Yeah.
They had a bit of Super Hot on the go as well, and a few other games, and it went down a treat, but it did kind of take over the day completely.
That's fine. That's VR, buddy.
They were baffled by it. Yeah, it's very special indeed. So that was cool. Had a nice time. Then to other extended family the following day, buddy, for basically the same again, minus the VR, which was, the same again minus the VR. And then Monday basically did nothing except make some pizzas and buy some glasses.
What kind of glasses?
I got some
drinking
very nice
ones on your face.
Drinking glasses,
okay.
Yeah.
Got ya.
We've been making do with the scraps, so we've got some plastic festival cups,
nice, obviously.
Some of those Coca-Cola glasses everyone's got from when McDonald's gave out like 20 million of them.
I think I've got about 20 of them.
Yeah, a couple of beakers with a straw.
From Sesame Street.
From Sesame Street.
Yeah, beaker.
So it was time to get some Billy Big Balls glasses, buddy, especially since I've been kind of on the spirits quite a lot recently.
Oh, nice.
So, got me some really lovely decorative tumblers and some nice highballs as well, buddy. And that, believe it or not, was one of the highlights of my week, which says a lot about Easter in many ways. But there you go. Made some pizzas. Yesterday I made a lasagna. And attempting the pub quiz again tomorrow, if it's on, which it may or may not be. And other than that, played some board games, like you do with the family, bit of Articulate, bit of Trivial Pursuit. Played a game called Codenames, which is like a wordier version of Guess Who, which is fine. And then that's about it. Yeah, that was my extended break now. I'm back to the soul-destroying misery of the weekly routine again now.
Getting stuck in, mate. I love it.
Yeah.
It's the best.
There you go. What about you, buddy? What have you been up to?
What haven't I been up to is a question.
A longer list.
It's a much longer list. I went swimming because it's the best hangover cure I've ever found. I watched the boxing after drinking lots of cognac. That was
nice.
That was interesting. Well, it was a fucking terrible fight, but hey-ho. Can't have it all. The cognac was
I heard
beautiful.
not a lot happened.
A lot of jabbing.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I was expecting full-blown fisticuffs, and no. It was...
kind of the equivalent of a lap dance, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
You get all juiced up, but you just can't...
I mean, they got all greased up, and they stood on a stage, and then they just rubbed each other down a bit, I think. Did a lot of hugging.
And then rather than finish each other off,
that was it. No, the bell rang.
Left.
And I was like, well, that's it. I saw one ring girl. I thought that was still a thing. Is ring girls still a thing? I don't know.
Well, I think they're kind of... I mean, the F1's done away with the grid girls this year.
I'm not happy about it because, that's taking jobs away from women.
From women. From stupid women who can't do other jobs.
They've got to have a job.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying. They've got to have a job. And if they can do that, they're going to get paid well for it.
You're going down the I'm going to throw this on the floor because it keeps someone in a wage kind of stance.
I feel like that is a valid reason.
People should litter more. Yeah.
Well, we shouldn't actually recycle ourselves because that's putting people out of a job. You see?
Yeah, should just mix it all in.
There used to be people employed to take the recycling out of the rubbish.
They did.
And now we're doing it ourselves. They're out of a job.
It's true.
I'm just saying,
It's almost like progress.
Let's keep these jobs alive.
Okay. I like it, buddy.
Yeah,
there you
positive,
go. You should run for some sort of position.
Indeed.
I don't know what position, but
champion
people get behind that.
Of the world, like Danny.
People get behind anything, man. Look at Trump.
That's true. I wouldn't get behind him.
No.
I had a joke about Donald Trump today. It goes on the lines of, there's a sniper about to shoot him. Bodyguard runs at him and he goes, Minnie Mouse. And then pushes him to the floor. And then Donald's like, why did you shout Minnie Mouse? He's like, I meant to say Donald Duck. But terrible joke.
Wow.
I know, it's a good one, isn't it?
That is daddish.
That's a pretty, well, it was from an elderly gentleman. And, there you go. Got it in the podcast.
Like it.
There you go, yeah. Went to Hythe, that's at the sea.
There you go.
Had some fish and chips, it was banging.
Fucking beautiful, buddy.
Had a walk along the coast and realised, hey, I haven't got any walking boots. So I bought some.
Shit.
Got some walking boots now. Been thinking about it for a while. Exciting times.
You're going to become a hiker.
I've also bought some sort of regatta rain jacket as well, because there was a sale.
You are going to become a hiker.
I'm going to be a rambler now, I think. Full time.
Is this you now?
Start a podcast about walking. Maybe I do it while I walk, my inner thoughts. No one really wants to listen to that. I mean, this is the worst section of the podcast right now. When I talk.
That's a beautiful original idea. I'd listen to that every week, buddy.
Sure. Cool. Anyway, my life's back to normal now after that weekend of shenanigans and God knows what. Back at work. But the thing about work now is I don't have to teach anymore. My new job role has started. I went to work on Tuesday. I was like, what do I do now? It was like, innovate. I'm like, cool. I'm just going to fucking do stuff.
You're just in like
that was it.
A glass-panelled white room.
Yeah.
Everything's frosted.
Yeah.
There's like 3 very sort of postmodern, minimalistic pieces of furniture.
Yeah.
You're in like a black leather trench coat, 9-inch nails is blaring out.
Obviously.
And you've just got a sketch pad in front of you and a space-age astronaut's pen. Mm-hmm. Just jotting down thoughts, buddy. You're an ideas man now. Just coming up with shit.
This is my new role. Ideas man, innovator, motivator,
Imagineer,
imaginator.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So it's been a great week so far because I've only had to deal with like 5 prisoners. So instead of like the 30 odd that I normally have to deal with. It's great. I love it. Real fun.
Sounds better.
It is better, apart from obviously I'm still in a prison, which isn't good.
Yeah.
So I guess there's one question I've got to ask. Are you on the Stella tonight again?
No, I'm on the cause, buddy, and the mountain is blue. What about yourself?
I'm on the Hop House 13, which I probably will be for the next few weeks, seeing as I've got a lot of them stashed in the shed.
You've got something to get through.
I've got a few to get through, but, I'm doing well. I'm getting there. 1 box down, 3 to go.
Like it.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems as good a time as any to mention that I have got through my first bag of flour, buddy. Of the
of the Italian
of the 15 kilos of 00 Italian flour.
Well played.
I've got through the first 1.5 kilos now, so
10% done.
Yeah. And
what's the expiry date on that?
Basically, I got to do a bag a month.
Just like cocaine with me.
Yeah, 1.5 kilos.
Yeah, cocaine a month.
A month.
It's what I got to get through to just, survive these days.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
I guess we should talk about what we've been playing this week.
Sure thing, buddy. Let's do that.
Because luckily, this week's topic is video games.
That is serendipitous, buddy. I was hoping that would be the case. Indeed. Because I've been playing some video games.
Gibbons. So I guess, as always, you should start this section off. Maybe, or no, let's just cut this. It's not working, is it? I tried so hard. I just can't be straight-faced and make any sense. I
liked it. It was weird.
Yeah, it didn't. No. So this week, mate, what I've been playing, I had a fucking mare again. I forced myself not to go down the Fortnite thing. So this was on. Obviously, loads of fucking Switch got played over the weekend because that's all I had with me. But then on Monday night, I pop online. I'm like, yeah, come on, people going to be online Monday night. Everyone's on Monday night. It's Monday night. Monday Nitro. Monday Nitro, indeed. No one online. So I'm like, right, I'll play a bit of Fortnite. Played a bit of Fortnite. And then I was like, I don't want to do this again. So played some Hatterful Boyfriend. That was shit. Then
is that pigeon dating thing?
Yeah, pigeon dating. It was just loads of text. I'm like, I don't want to read stuff right now and look at pictures of pigeons. Terrible game. Awful. Played again a game of NHL 17. Won that. Fucking scored like 4 goals. I was like, well, beat that game. What's next? Played a bit of The Division. That was fine. Went to bed. I was like, I couldn't find a game that I wanted to play. Actually, that's a lie. I didn't go to bed because I played one game. And that game kind of stuck with me for about an hour. That was The Witcher 3, buddy.
Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah. I played The Witcher 3 for an hour that night and about 2 hours the night after.
Oh, does it begin?
Is could this be. So I'm in, was it White Orchard or whatever it is? And I've done all the quests there, and now I'm just slowly ticking off every single question mark, which I think is a good idea. Okay, might take me a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I would recommend that you leave that area before completing it.
Okay.
I know that might be difficult for you.
I don't like that idea.
If this is how you're going to play the game, then you'll still be playing it this time next year.
Yeah, I kind of feel that.
And you'll be like halfway through. So no, that's really cool.
But yeah. So because I was looking, obviously I was clearly trying to find a game to fucking play, and I was like, right, old games, let's go through them. And I was just like, fucking Witcher 3, let's go, let's do this. And I don't know if it's the fact that I'm hankering for a new game now, or I had loads of fun playing A Way Out last week, and I was like, oh, no one's online, and can I only play fucking co-op games now? Am I just like that? I don't know. I can't play games on my own, kind of thing is weird, because like the other weekend, I was absolutely shit-faced and played Fortnite with like 3 other randoms. I was like, wow, is this who I am now?
Well, with your dad clan, you've been kind of spoiled for like party members, haven't you?
Yeah, so it's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna force myself to get further into The Witcher 3 when I've got this situation where like no one's online, or I can't be asked to play whatever game we're playing or something like that. But yeah. I struggled with the combat again, obviously, to start off with. Watched a quick YouTube video, and they're like, yeah, use the block button. I'm like, what one's that? R2. I was like, sweet, now I know how to block. And I didn't realise that if you block at the right time, you can parry people out of the way and then like give them a quick shiv. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. The sidestep is your friend in that
the
game.
Old dodge.
Just hammer that fucking dodge button.
Yeah, man.
It's far more useful than the roll. You only really want to roll if you need to get away from people. You can basically dodge your way about like some sort of weird chimp with 3 to 4 enemies around you. Yeah. Just sort of hitting them and then dodging.
All I've been doing is like goading one of them out of the way so I can like beat fuck out of him and then goad another one, kind of thing.
Take out those
kind of like Dark Soulsy
bastards.
Bloodborne styley, I guess. And like another thing, like because obviously I'm like kind of brand new to this game, even though I played it like 4 times but never got past this like area. My thing is like, well, how do I get more health? And John Boy, friend of the podcast, John Boy, I guess I would call him, because he's one of the guys that I play with loads. That he's talking about just fucking ransack everyone's house and you'll get food from there and then make health potions. Is that what the good idea, to just get loads of shit for health, or have you got any other helpful tips?
You get your, what's it called? Something, shit, I can't remember what it's called.
Green stuff.
You get the red ones, you get
red
5
ones.
of them.
Okay.
Every time you go into the meditation menu, it replenishes those.
Oh, okay, so just do a bit of meditating every now and again.
Yeah, but you haven't even got to meditate. If you just go into the meditation menu, then it restores them all back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So put them on the hotkey or whatever, and then use them.
Put them on. Yeah, I had them on up on the D-pad.
Yeah.
And you can have, if you put food or something on one of the D-pads.
Yeah, I've got apple juice or something, I don't know.
Yeah, but when you run out of a certain food type, it will just replace it with another. So that's literally a food button, and it will just slowly burn through your inventory of food, regardless of what food it is.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So, the health did seem like a real issue at the start until I realised that. I actually went through a good, 80 hours of the game actually physically meditating, as in forwarding time to replenish those health vials before realising that you just literally go into that menu and then pop out again and you've got it.
Oh, nice.
So, that's how it's done, buddy.
Tasty tips. I love it. I'm all about it.
Gibbons, the oils are really, really handy on the swords.
For your sheath.
Totally, learn what enemies take what oils, because you can, double the power of your weaponry by just making little oils and stuff pretty simply. It's got everything, man. It's fucking brilliant. And you can, you got an upgrade tree where you can increase the number of vials and stuff. And so if you start off with 3 health vials that replenish all the time and get it up to 5, then all 5 replenish every time you meditate or whatever. So
sweet.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun. Who knows?
Gibbons?
And finally, buddy, little cheeky one that I got from Twitch Prime, I think it was. Played some... Oh, no, this was on the Humble Bundle last month. Snake Pass. If you want to play a game where you don't really know what you're doing and hoping for the best, this is the game for you.
This is sort of like... yeah, it's a snake game where you literally sort of slither about and you've got to kind of build your way up surfaces and stuff.
Yeah, so on the controller, R2 is go, and then you've got left and right, and then you've got X is head up, triangle is head down, and then L2 is smooth, sticky, something, I don't know, oh, fucking hell. Watching the trailers and they're going round and round and twirly-whirly things on these poles, it's it looks amazing. Trying to do that in real life, I only played it for about an hour, and I'm just you have in games, you have moments where it's just fucking yeah, I'm nailing this, I'm all over, and this suddenly it's just it just goes all fucking wrong.
It does sound a little bit like patting your head and rubbing your tummy.
Yeah, it totally is, because you got to go slow, but then obviously you can't go slow all the time because you got to go fast to go up a bit higher. No, mate, it's a very cool idea. It is very good looking, relaxing game.
Oh, it's a lovely art style, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Kind of,
and simplistic,
Viva Pinata or those sorts of games.
Yeah, the gameplay so far is simplistic. Just go get these things and bring them back or whatever. But yeah, the kids were having a go at it, and they were just getting nowhere with it. So I was like, give it here, I'll show you how it's done. I was like, okay, yeah, this is really hard. Fuck this. But yeah, I'll probably go back to it at another point and carry on. But yeah, it was just a bit of fun, really, wasn't it? Not bad.
Nice, buddy.
It was involved in the Humble Bundle the last month, so yeah, it was good. So yeah, that's about me done for games this week. I think there's probably other games that I've played, but can't remember. Mario in it. All the Marios.
Bit of Switch, yeah.
Yeah, but who cares about that anyway?
Jerky.
Gibbons, buddy. So what you been playing?
We had a good old game night where we played a bit of everything, really. We did some good racing, and some really good Rocket League as well. Got to try some more stuff out. Definitely need to get into some more bits and bobs. But yeah, as for me, I've played a couple of things this week that are, I suppose probably the one would be Mad Max. This is the PS Plus title.
Okay, yeah.
I've played the first, hour and a half of Mad Max. And it's really cool, actually. I'm enjoying it. It's got a lot of promise. I like the game world. It's quite refreshing, actually, having a sort of wasteland environment for a third-person open world game. Like the sort of detail that's in The Witcher. There's something quite cool about this sort of desolate type environment. But obviously, because this is Mad Max, it's kind of sandy, rather than Fallout's just sort of grim browns. This is more habitable in a way. The graphics are really nice. It's lovely and smooth. It runs pretty well, and the controls feel fairly responsive for a 30 frames game. Immediately noticing that obviously they've got a lot of lore to draw from here. This has got, if you can't make a good Mad Max story, then there's something probably wrong, because there's so much to draw from. But it's really on point in that regard, like an excellent intro movie. The voice acting is pretty cool, and they're not really going for like the movies, nor like, not the reboot or the originals. They're going for their own thing. But all of the sort of slang, like lookout points, like would be a looky look and that sort of thing. There's just, it's really nicely done. Some weird deformed characters. I've just, obviously it's early doors. I've befriended my new mechanic friend, Chum Bucket.
Chum Bucket.
And
that's it's just place in Bikini Bottom, I believe, the Chum Bucket.
Yeah. It's it's cool, man. It's just a really nice game to play, actually. The combat's really solid because it's got that Rocksteady vibe, so it feels a lot like playing something like Arkham City or something like that. Obviously it's early doors, so you're not heading into sort of inventory nightmares yet, but that all feels very sort of sensibly put together. The controls are a little bit strange. Like, I've got like run on R2 and jump on L2 and circle to shoot. It's a bit weird.
No.
And I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to maintain that or just fucking give it a proper control system. We'll see how we go.
Mate. You need to sort that.
I mean, maybe there's going to be obviously the fact that you've got the reason that they've done that is because they're trying to maintain a consistent control system between the running around sections and obviously the driving sections, of which this is a Mad Max game. You have a vehicle. They want accelerate on R2, and therefore they thought, well, when you're on foot, that can be run. There's logic there.
They could look at other games and follow suit.
It's true.
Just put it out there. Just put it out there.
I am not willing to vilify them just yet for trying to be different, but give me another 2 hours of gameplay when I've changed the control system, and then I will rip the shit out of them. But at this point, it's too early to say. Yeah, if you're like 3 or 4 hours into a game and you're still having to think what's run and what's shoot, then they've done something wrong. But we'll see. We'll get there. I'll see what happens. I think this is one that I'm going to get stuck into because there aren't any games at the moment like this worth buying.
I was going to say worth buying because there's always The Witcher 3.
There is. Yeah. So it's maybe a similar thing to you there, where I'm like, I kind of wanted Far Cry.
Yeah, I know.
To maybe be better or more interesting. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But not really many other options. Kind of holding out for God of War. So this is what I'm playing. And I really recommend everyone have a go at this. It's just a very slick, well put together game in a cool world with cool characters and really diverse gameplay with all the driving and everything as well. And the driving feels good. So that's pretty important.
That's handy. And that's using the R2 button to drive, yeah?
It's the R2 button, the accelerate button,
okay.
And if you wanted to run, then perhaps you'd use that button as well, buddy. That would be entirely intuitive, perhaps. I don't know.
No.
or maybe not. Yeah, so that's cool. I'm enjoying that. Very briefly, I was doing a little bit of investigating. Rainbow Six Siege has been in the news quite a lot recently as another Ubisoft success story with their new games as a service model, or rather their we're now going to actually bother properly fixing games after we've released them model, which perhaps everyone should follow, but, we'll see. Either way, this is hugely popular now, this game, and I really have no interest in playing the online version of it because people have been practicing for like 4 years and I would get battered and I'd have a shit time as I approach a property and someone has fired a silenced pistol round through a piece of metal and they're just sort of staring there looking through the hole and will kill me when I enter the building and I won't see them, and that'll be the way it goes, buddy. I don't want to get into that. I'm not interested. Fuck off. And unfortunately, up until this point, there's therefore been nothing for me there, buddy, because the terrorist hunts, as you well know, run at an appalling 25 to 30 frames per second and feel clunky as sin. And we did try, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, mate. We gave it a good go when it first came out. We even on our previous YouTube channel, we put up a tiny guide how to just play terrorist hunt, not these fucking new bollocks modes, that they put on there, like defuse the bomb or capture the something hostage. I just want to kill the dudes. I just want to shoot. It was
bizarrely unclear in the menus how to do that, and Indeed. That video actually probably is our most popular video of all time. It's just like a 50-second video of you explaining how Rainbow Six's menu works.
Yeah.
And judging by the number of comments we got, I would suggest that maybe they want to fucking revisit that.
Yeah, I would.
In terms of design.
Maybe have that as an option when you start up Terrorist Hunt.
Yeah.
What ones do you want to play?
That'd be nice.
Maybe. Who knows?
So anyway, this is another option in the options menu, buddy. You can access it from in-game menu, just going into options and video settings, and that is VSync. Now, I had heard a rumour that if you disabled VSync, then it ran at 60.
And this is true.
And this is true. This is true, buddy. It runs at 60 if you turn off the VSync.
This is like been around for okay, go on. Yeah.
However, that VSync was pretty fucking busy doing something, buddy, and the idea that turning it off would gain you 30 frames per second gives you some sort of idea of how much it was doing.
Okay.
Because fucking hell, I'll take 30 frames over the experience with that thing turned off.
Oh, really?
It is horrifying.
I was just literally turning on the PlayStation. I was like, I need to check an update if I've got an update for Rainbow Six, but I won't be doing that now.
I mean, we can have a go, but I've never experienced such appalling, just disgusting screen tear. Like, I've never seen its like. Literally turning around and I was just like looking at a palm tree.
Yeah.
I was just going like side to side, just like that, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And the palm tree's literally in like chunks. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. So, not so sure about that one.
I'm on some forum posts from 2 years ago and people are like, nah, the screen tearing's not too bad. I'm guessing these people are just blind. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you've got it downloaded, we'll fire it up and you can be the judge, buddy. But to me, I just think it's fucking ugly. And maybe it is. Obviously, it's a better way of playing. The frames was always going to be better.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a game suffer so poorly. It's night and day. So I was pretty disappointed. I was like, obviously it's going to make a difference, but I'm not expecting tear every time I move. But that's what I got. So there we are. So that's Rainbow. And to finish things off, buddy, just dip a toe into VR Town. I've been playing some Eve Valkyrie this week, doing the story missions. There aren't very many story missions. There's really not enough content here. Like, it's mainly a deathmatch game, which is fine. It's a brilliant deathmatch game in VR, but yeah, it's a little shy of content in terms of single-player story stuff, which is a shame because I think it creates such a mood. And the ship design and everything is just so interesting and different that, coupled with the fact that this is the EVE universe, you'd expect there to be a fucking load of lore there for them to draw from. And yeah, just not really present. So I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but I can see that I'm going to be out of content in 2.5 hours, which is a bit of a shame. And I guess at that point, I just have to decide whether I want to try and get into a VR multiplayer deathmatch game proper. But that kind of depends on how many people are playing it.
It does. I mean, the fact that, you know, it has got cross VR and normal support kind of helps that. But how many people know that? Probably not many.
I think with these VR multiplayer games, I need to do a dad clan. I think that's the only way I'm going to really...
trying to get into like a VR Discord, a PSVR Discord or something. And then
exactly. I mean, there's going to be people in the same boat as me that are looking for groups and can see that these servers are kind of underpopulated because the attachment rate's still relatively low.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's probably the way to do it, I would imagine.
Nice. Give it a go, eh?
So, yeah, it's good. And the other one that I've been playing, Wipeout VR. There's no shortage of people to play that thing with, because again, it's cross-play, but obviously that thing sold fucking hatfuls.
Yeah, it sold very well.
I now firmly believe that this is the best VR experience. It just feels so natural. I mean, it's obviously stuff like Resi and Super Hot runs it close. These games are fantastic, but it just feels like... It feels like the original Wipeout on the PlayStation was like a premonition. It's like they always intended for it to be this, and we've just spent like 20 years getting there. It's baffling. It's just fucking brilliant. So good. Everyone needs to try this out at some point. I think if everyone had a go of Wipeout VR, then they would have sold 10 times the number of headsets that they have at this point. And likewise, if it had been a launch title, maybe out a little bit earlier, then that would have helped as well. So, you know, the further we get through the console cycle, the less likely people are willing to take the plunge on the VR, because you can't trust Sony to backwards compatibilize support like a device.
That's the thing, isn't
from before.
That'd be a big shame.
We've had that price drop coincide with the greatest VR game on the platform, so hopefully those two things combined is going to kind of move things along.
Yeah, I think the price drop definitely will entice more people on board onto the VR chain kind of thing, and the fact that a lot of the time it's getting bundled with like Skyrim and stuff is probably going to help, I reckon. But obviously, you know, everyone loves Skyrim, so let's buy it 1,000,000 times.
Skyrim sells devices, that's for sure.
Definitely does. PS5 launch title, Skyrim.
Skyrim. Remastered.
Re-diddly mastered.
Re-diddly. Kippers. So yeah, that's me, buddy. That's all I've been playing. So unless you've got anything else, I think we should probably move on.
No, I'm cool, buddy.
And now it's time for the news.
The news. Fucking news.
Alright.
I had to clear my throat there.
Number one.
Number Wang.
Sad news this week, which I'm getting out of the way early. This is the news that Granger Games has been forced to close down. This was an independent UK retailer, video games, since 1996. Started as a stall in a market in Newcastle and ended up being 67 strong UK stores, based mainly in the Midlands and the North. We haven't got any down here in the South, but obviously aware of them. Over like 400 staff, very little warning before it was all over. And the closure here was a direct result of the other global retailers like Toys R Us and Maplin. This is investors in video games, be it sort of retail side or otherwise, seeing that collapse, seeing Toys R Us go under, an international brand, kind of made the minds up of a lot of investors to pull their credit offerings. And that's exactly what happened to Granger. Loads of investors pulled their credit offerings, leaving the business basically unsalvageable. And they had to close. They closed sort of 27 stores on the first day, and then the next day it was gone. It was all over. Done. Really sad, to be honest, because...
Crazy that it just came out of nowhere, though. It's just like,
I know.
Yep, done.
And to be so adversely affected by like other businesses that had been poorly run when you're like ticking along quite nicely. I mean, obviously they were in a slightly precarious situation, but then most businesses are relying on investment, continued investment. It just kind of makes sense. So it's a proper shame because, as I said, there's a real shortage of like friendly, independent retailers in this country now. I mean, there was a very interesting article on, I think it was Polygon today, just interviewing a few of the staff anonymously, and they couldn't find anyone to say that it was a bad company, or everyone was saying it was like the best place they've ever worked, and the even the upper management were like super friendly, and it was a really sort of open and friendly working environment, and most of the people who were working in these stores had obviously been customers for many years before. So, yeah, proper shame. I mean, it's the way that they're all going, obviously. We know this.
I know. I mean, well, Game had a scare a couple of years ago, didn't they? They were pretty much down and out, and suddenly I think they like downsized quite drastically, didn't they? I remember a lot of stores closing. And
they streamlined the business, and
they merged with, what was it, GameStop? Or no, Game Station, I think, as well at some point.
Game Station, and took over quite a few Zavvi stores as well, which were cheaper than their exact...
more into like the second-hand phone and mobile markets and things like that were coming in. I remember that. And
propped up the business.
Yeah, so I don't know. I find it sad that these game stores are all shutting and stuff. It's like, where am I? I mean, not that I buy physical versions, apart sometimes, not very often, but where can I go and peruse the games?
That's it. Yeah, I mean, CEX just feels like barely a retailer.
It's
really.
Fucking horrible, mate. It's I hate it. It's horrible. It's like,
they're not even shop fits, are they? It's just like a boot fair.
Yeah,
in a building. That's kind of.
It's just not a nice place to be. Like, you just
very overpriced as well.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Like
for like exclusively secondhand stuff.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, you've got your mainstream stores like your mega superstores and things that sell games, but I mean, they don't care about games. They're just there because they're there.
Exactly, and it's very difficult. I mean, you hear stories about people in game who, employees in game who, game did used to be a retailer where they did give a shit about games and they would give decent customer advice and stuff, but now it's upselling, like, do you want to take out disc insurance, so if you scratch it then we clean it,
exactly.
Just all sorts of bullshit.
Shit,
upselling fucking t-shirts on the till point and so on. I mean, everyone's got to try and stay alive, obviously.
True.
Just a shame when an
about
indie shuts.
Game stores that have shut. There was like a little teeny tiny independent GameStop, not GameStop, a Game Shop. There was one up in Leeds when I was there, and randomly enough, there was one in Nottingham. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like had a blue with white writing on it, and game something probably, I'm guessing. But yeah, like I went into Nottingham, like I don't know, a couple of months ago, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'll go down and look at because like this was like your proper little tiny game store, like that had all kind of bespoke weird shit in there. Had all kinds of cool old like Game Boy games and stuff like that. I was like, oh, it's super cool. But yeah, no, last time, that's gone as well. Sad times.
I wonder if there's that really cool pub you went to, the gaming pub in Nottingham. That'd be a good place to have a second-hand rack of games and stuff.
True.
Like if they could double as a retailer, perhaps, and kind of expand out that way. But it's all
MP3s these days, mate.
It is. It's all going for good. And this is just another nail in the coffin. Yeah. But real shame. And yeah, thoughts with all of the employees there who have basically had zero time to try and find anything else. But
that sucks balls.
there we go. One of the reasons that they closed the stores instantly was because as soon as the receivers came in, they weren't going to be able to pay the staff for the work they were doing. So they decided, we can pay you up to this day without any problems. So they were trying to do right by the staff even up to the last.
Sense,
So there we go. We will move on to slightly happier news. Not hard. But number 2, No Man's Sky is arriving on Xbox this summer.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. There's a big new update coming soon for all platforms. I'm not sure anyone's asked, although I think that thing will sell, on... It depends what it does on Xbox One X, doesn't it, as well?
I got no fucking clue. I mean, fair dues, it's going out there. Why not try and sell some more copies? I mean, I'm guessing it's hitting... when it comes out, it's going to have all the updates to it, I'm guessing. I don't know.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, as I said, I just don't know if anyone gives a fuck now, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. But,
True.
I think... let's just say I find it difficult to feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
After the shenanigans early doors.
It's terrible, isn't it? Bad times.
It is like a new game for the console, so who knows? Maybe it'll sell well. We shall see. If it was coming out now, it'd have a great chance because there's nothing fucking going on at all. But in the summer, it might be a slightly different story.
That's true.
Or it could be Dead Island syndrome, buddy.
Maybe.
Who knows? We'll see. But probably not. Moving on. Red Faction Guerrilla is getting a remaster for some reason.
Cool. More
Moving on.
remasters. Fucking... I won't rant about it anymore. Everyone knows my status on remasters.
I think this is why we're not getting any games at the moment. It's because everyone's working on old games.
Like, why?
I don't know, because people are fucking cunts, mate.
Did it used to happen on like the 360 and the PS3? Did we get loads of remasters?
No. No, we didn't.
No, so why?
People making new games.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hate it.
It's bullshit. Anyway, that wasn't even like a critically acclaimed title.
It was
like an 8 out of 10 game.
I wouldn't even give it that.
It wasn't anything special, was it?
6 at the most.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, there you go. We'll move on to some stats about Far Cry 5. Obviously, it was the big release last week, and it's been out for a little while now, and it is obviously number 1 in the UK. It was the only game released in that week, presumably because no one wanted to go up against it, although it could actually be because no one's making any fucking video games. Don't know what's going on.
So sad.
It's not great, is it? But there we go. I got some stats for you, though. These are quite nice. Far Cry 5 is the biggest game launch of the year so far in terms of sales. It's the best-selling game to ever be released in the 13th week of the year. The previous leader of which was BioShock Infinite.
Stats, mate. Love it.
Stats. So there you go. It's sold very well.
So what other game would have sold nearly that amount this year?
I think Assassin's Creed would have been up there. Ubisoft are on
Assassin's Creed.
Oh, of course it was. I
think
don't know then.
Twice in the
Monster
past
Hunter...
few weeks that you've thought that Assassin's Creed was this year.
I think the games as a service thing's starting to fuck with me. I keep thinking Ubi's games are more current than they actually are.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's going on for me.
The only thing I can think of, like the other big game, was Monster Hunter, and that sold like 7 million or something so far. I don't know. Nah. Sure, biggest game so far this year. Cool. I don't know. I'm not giving a fuck about Far Cry at the moment. Like I'm on Reddit daily, and I just keep seeing like loads of funny stuff about Far Cry 5 and all kinds of issues with it, where stuff like vans like closing back doors when the parcels are still floating in the air and them just blowing up for whatever fucking reason. Like and literally flying miles across the screen and all kinds of weird shit. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
not
know.
ideal.
Looks like a bit of a mess to me, that game.
Yeah, well, we will revisit Far Cry later on. Funk's got a bit of a question about it, so
Okay.
we'll go back there. But
Well, I'll repeat myself.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Cool.
People will probably have forgotten by that point anyway.
Hopefully,
buddy.
yeah. I will.
People are very strange these days. But for now, we move on to Shadow of War. This is Shadow of War that we didn't really give a fuck about. It was embroiled in the loot box controversy of late last year. It was kind of the second big culprit behind Battlefront, I suppose, if there's some sort of unfortunate leaderboard that we'd be constructing. So this is the news that all loot boxes, all paid for loot boxes, microtransactions, and anything paid for by real money, currencies, anything like that, are being completely stripped out of Middle-earth Shadow of War. Monolith says that it's ruining the game, and it's ruining the Nemesis system.
No shit.
They had no way of knowing.
I mean, who would have thought that loot boxes were a bad idea in a single-player game?
So you're saying that that's ruining it?
Oh.
So simple.
It's in the computer.
They're cutting out of the game completely. Loot crates will still be in there, but they will only be paid for by earned currency in the game. There'll be no pay to win, no progression bypasses. You know why. Don't ask why. Don't ask why. Why didn't they do that in the first place?
Bunch of cunts.
Fucking, you know why. Yeah. So, yeah, that's happening now. And I suppose, again, in a sort of No Man's Sky kind of fashion, buddy, probably too late, possibly no one cares.
I couldn't give a fuck, son.
I didn't really like the look of the game anyway.
I didn't enjoy the first one. I was
without
like, this is like Assassin's Creed. All these fucking towers I'm climbing up here.
But brown. Yeah.
Yeah, brown. Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know what's...
My
becoming more and
colour.
more difficult to look up the calendar of future releases and have any sort of excitement. I'm really struggling. Everything that comes out, I'm just like, fuck that. It's just yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
There will be one game this year that is really good.
Yeah, it's Red Dead.
Predictions. Red Dead 2. That's going to have all kinds of microtransactions, but no loot boxes. Maybe, possibly loot boxes. Maybe they'll do loot boxes really well. Like, you just get all of them all the time.
I presume it would be another GTA Online where, you know...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's going to be, all, like, currency to buy stuff, you know. Buy in-game currency, and then... You could. It's going to have online betting. You're going to have online poker where you can bet against other people with you. Oh my god, I've seen it now. And then there's going to be people with like traits that you can buy for actual money where you have a card up your sleeve. You know, like in Red Dead 2. And they're going to be able to cheat because they've paid 200 quid for having a card up their sleeve.
This doesn't sound like something Rockstar would do.
I'm going to bet
They're a bit
you
more savvy
50p that there's online betting in Red Dead Redemption 3 for in-game currency.
I mean, there's online betting in GTA Online. When you do a race, you bet. So it wouldn't be much of a fucking punt for me to take that
come up in a
one.
fucking big old issue then?
Because then it's not real money. It's just currency that you've got in the game.
But you can buy that currency with real money.
Yeah,
and you're betting it on racing. Oh my god. You've just unearthed something. Fuck it. Don't tell the mums, mate. They'll be all over
Don't tell the mums.
Actual in-game betting.
Yeah, that's always been there.
And it gives you odds as well. Doesn't it? It gives you all the stats of how many wins that guy's
based on... Yeah, exactly.
Fucking
It's
hell.
cool.
Duff. What's the world come to? Why has no one realised this before?
They have. They just... It's not... It doesn't matter.
I mean, are you not seeing that this is a big deal?
No.
But that's actual money you're betting with.
Yeah, but so what?
Right. Okay. That's bad. Just saying.
I mean, it's just a simple betting mechanic. It's got nothing to do with anything.
I feel you're being a bit sarcastic.
It's genuine.
Now.
No, I'm not. I
You're being
genuinely
deadly
don't really.
serious.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
if
just
you
a
want
bit
to
of betting in a video game which you can actually spend money on. It's fine.
I don't know why I don't give a fuck about it, but I don't.
I think that's terrible.
I think you can hardly earn anything anyway doing it. Like, it's really limited. It's not like you can bet like 100 quid on.
Why
I mean,
not?
I suppose you could actually.
Yeah.
You could. Yeah.
This is it.
I don't know.
I'm taking this to the top.
Gee, Dad, I never really thought of it that way.
Seriously, you've actually just like blown my mind right now.
I knew that was there all along. I just didn't care.
But that's bad.
To be honest, like at this point, and this isn't a great example of it because obviously, yeah, like you can go and spend 60 quid on in-game currency and then just bet
spunk it
on a race,
racing.
Yeah, you can,
whatever.
But I really have got to the point now with all of this where I genuinely don't care.
Yeah,
like if the game's got it in there, I probably won't buy the game. But if you're stupid enough to do it,
but kids are stupid. This is the whole issue.
And
these games. I mean, it has got an 18 rating on it, so kids shouldn't be fucking playing this game. But fucking parents are dumb. Oh, yeah, we're going round in circles again.
They deserve it. They deserve it.
Fuck those
fucking
guys. But then it's instilling betting mechanics in these kids. That's the whole issue.
Well,
about
it isn't. But
it's an 18 game.
The parents' lack of action is what's doing that.
Exactly. That's it, isn't it? It comes down to the fucking parents. Wankers.
If you have kids, you need to bring them up properly, and if you don't, then you're a cunt and they're a cunt, and that's the way of the world. That's why we're in this position we're in now.
Lazy
in the world,
parenting, isn't it?
Where everyone's
really?
An asshole.
Yeah.
It's because of that. So
I hate parents.
Everyone's just outraged all the time. We just blame everything except ourselves. Let's do
It's not my fault.
It's not. It's never your fault.
I teach my kids, don't fucking press that button.
Don't press it.
Don't. It costs me money, you cunt.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, go on then, press it, see what happens. Yeah. Try and figure out my fucking 30 character password. Yeah, take that, you cunt.
Exactly.
You'll never know.
You'll never know.
Anyway, yeah. Jesus, mate. That's...
There you go.
Betting.
Derailed somewhat, but
betting in games, it's there. It's real life.
There it is. Well,
for the past 5 years, no one's cared.
It's there. It'll be there in Red Dead as well.
Hey, mate.
Poker games and stuff. You can bet on the darts in GTA 5. I don't know if is there a maximum bet? Like
there has to be a maximum bet, but still,
could you bet $500,000 on a darts match?
How much? I don't know what the currency rating is or the conversion rate even.
I don't know.
Yeah,
funny. Moving on. This is the last thing that I've got before I hand over to you, buddy. Ghost Recon Wildpants Season 2 has been announced. This is a games as a service game from Ubisoft, buddy. It's a generic open world environment that they've slowly cultivated, added to, brought new modes in, PvP elements. Supporting their game, it's called, or finishing it, as I like to call it. This is going to obviously have a pointless season pass. More interestingly, there's a new game mode for Ghost War, which is the mode that we play. We did actually dip into the PvE the other day, and it was shit, so we stopped playing it again. But yeah, this is a new Ghost War game mode. It's called Sabotage. Team must capture and hold an objective before the time runs out. The defending team must try to stop them. There you go. That'll be on rotation in the playlists. They've actually got a voting system now, so you can actually just pick the one that you want to. Which is the last man standing mode. Yeah. And surprise, surprise, I've played like 30 rounds since they've put that voting system in. I've never played anything other than that original game mode. So, yeah. That'll do. Lesson learned.
Exactly. Just a heads up. If you bet 100,000 on a race, it's $3.
Oh, there you go.
That's, do that 10 times, $30. Just saying.
On your head be it.
Wow. Just saying.
Or just get good and then you can make some money.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there you go. That's my news, buddy. So I think it's probably time to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well. And that, of course, is Ash's news favourite things of the week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's news favourite thing of the week.
Cheers, buddy. Not a lot this week. Valve removes Steam machines from its hardware section. And then they came out and said, they're not dead. Neither is Steam OS. I think they're kind of dead, though.
Yeah, I mean, the OS has got go in it, I suppose, because you can run that on any system. But, yeah, I mean, the Steam machines... obviously, they're going to do the research and know better than I do. Or perhaps not, or they might not have made the mistakes that they have. But it seemed quite obvious to me that there were too many different types of that device.
They should have just made
a
fucking PC machine. Or 3 tiers of PC machine. Like, you know, your 1060, your 1070, your 1080, yeah? So
yeah.
Medium,
they were
high,
trying to standardise, make it more interesting for, living room gamers to pick up a device that's console-esque but with all the benefits of a PC, and instead they presumably licensed it out to fucking 50 different companies. There's like 100 different models of the thing. No one knows what any of them do or how they're different or anything.
Unless you get right into the specs and you're like, okay, yeah, this is this. But like, you know, if they came out and did like like I said, the medium, high, ultra high, you know, and they had just 3 machines, and then, like, you know, they could update those machines specifically. They could put, like, individual game patches out for those machines. Like, and then that's it. And then, you know, if people want to prod about with them, they can. Or if they just want to run them as PCs and they just work, they can. It's that simple, mate, really.
It is. I mean, if you're not cultivating a community when there's all these different options, it just scares people away. Like, how can you trust that anything you're getting is going to be something with longevity to it, or any sort of community or support? It's really weird what they did, and it's kind of, to be honest, the same problem with their fucking marketplace. A complete lack of curation,
it's a shambles,
complete lack of standardization. You can't find a fucking thing on there. Nope. It's exactly the same problem with their software library as it is with their hardware one.
Gibbons, buddy.
Yeah.
That's all I got this week. There's fucking absolutely nothing. There's something about Xbox backwards compatibility with the original Xbox games that's been updated with more games, but, you know, they'll probably just get remastered, so buy the new ones, they'll be better. Or not. I don't know.
See, Modern Warfare is now backwards compatible, despite also having a remastered edition out.
Just don't.
Honestly. Ugh.
Oh, kill me now.
Gibbons. Let's move on. Thank you very much for that little tidbit,
Sorry,
buddy.
No worries,
that was your news. It was my news before then, and that, of course, was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
And that's Out This Week. Yeah, this week. Come on. This week.
It really isn't out this week. There's 2 things out this week, buddy. One of them is Owlboy, which has been out on everything except Xbox One, which it's now coming out on.
I have that game. Haven't played it.
It's a 2D platforming side-scroller game with a good sense of humour, and you are an Owlboy.
Owlboy. Ba, 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 ba. Owlboy.
Owlboy.
To the theme tune of Funhouse.
Funhouse with Pat Sharp and the twins.
Those twins.
Twins, Basil.
Yeah.
And Extinction is coming out this week.
I just Googled Extinction. Obviously, the game didn't pop up.
You'll need more.
Dead dinosaurs did. That's the old Extinction there. So then I put game in. I'm watching it now.
Hack and slasher?
Sure. Yeah. Looks fine.
Third person, hack and slasher. Kind of got origami kind of look about it, but a little bit nicer, cleaner, better.
Runs smooth. Yeah.
It looks nice.
It does look nice.
Got a bit of Bayonetta about it.
Cartoony. Big, really big fucking boss. Wow, what the fuck is that? Jesus
Get that
Christ.
thing out before God of War arrives.
Yeah.
Worth noting.
I can't see this doing well. Just putting it out there.
It looks cool though. Yeah, I need to investigate it a little bit further.
See some reviews of that. See what it's like.
Yeah,
maybe.
Not normally a hack and slash fan, but I'm willing to.
I'll take anything right now.
It just fancies it. Yeah, there you go. And that's it. That is literally it. That is out this week, buddy. Owlboy on the Xbox One and Extinction on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Cool.
And that's out this week. And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Fuckwit Corner with funk. Fuckwit Corner with funk. He's got some questions for funk.
Has he got any questions this week?
He's got one for us, buddy. Funk says this. What's the scoop on Far Cry 5? Is it reviewing well? Funk's obviously a pretty big fan of Far Cry, I'd say. He really enjoyed Far Cry 4. He was one of the few people I know who picked up Primal, and he really enjoyed that as well. He really enjoyed the second one, wasn't it, on the 360? I think he vaguely remember him playing a fair bit of that as well.
Yeah. Enjoyed Primal, I think.
Yeah. So yeah. The scoop on Far Cry 5 is this, buddies. In terms of review scores, which obviously aren't the be-all and end-all, but here are some review scores. It's got 81, the PS4 version, on Metacritic at the moment. It picks up 9s from all the big commercial publications, GameSpot and IGN and so on, and 6s from the hipsters publications, Giant Bomb, Polygon, The Guardian, for example. It is widely regarded as the best ever Far Cry game, but also is essentially another open worlder from Ubisoft, with a lot of busy work in it. So yeah, I suppose with that in mind, doesn't really feel that special. There was a very good Jimquisition this week from Jim Sterling on his YouTube channel, where he was talking about the standardization of Ubisoft games and how, you know, people used to get excited for Ubisoft games. They were all different, and now it's literally like this sort of cookie cutter game world creation where they all kind of feel the same. They're all going sort of games as a service, and they've all got these specific, like, the same cover systems and the same shooting mechanics. Even the crew had like tower sort of gameplay and all that sort of shit.
It did. What a good idea.
It's kind of, yeah, I mean, Far Cry is trying to lean into that to a degree. I've seen some clips where, you know, your compadres making jokes about the idea of you having to climb up radio towers and stuff. So they kind of lean into it. But to be honest, I think, yeah, a lot of people are sort of starting to get a little bit sick of it. They're starting to get sick of playing an updated version of the same thing over and over again. If you really enjoyed Far Cry 4 and Primal, then of course you're going to enjoy this. But is it like super compelling? Is it something that you're going to, you know, is going to stick with you? Possibly not. Possibly that doesn't matter. And possibly I don't know because I haven't played it. I would like to, specifically because it's got that co-op, and I think it'd be a blast with a friend.
And that's what I've heard, like single player. Once again, John Boy, he's had this game for the week, and he's played a bit single player. He's like, yeah, it's fine. It's, you know, nothing special. But the game really comes alive when you're with your mate and you just fuck about and generally just take the piss out of the game like we normally do when we play co-op. And, you know, in that sense, yeah, it would be a really fun game to play with your mate. But what happens if your mate's not there? You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you haven't got someone to exclusively play this with, then I kind of get the impression that you probably tire of it quite quickly. And that's not to say that it isn't a brilliantly crafted game. Everything I've seen of it looks gorgeous. The story looks really good, very well acted. I think the game world's probably a bit more interesting for me, being set in the States as it is.
Yeah, so, I think so.
the vehicle stuff looks great as well. They've really seemed to have nailed all the flying mechanics and stuff. So yeah, it's an 8 out of 10. It's a game that you probably would enjoy if you like Far Cry games, but I guess don't expect anything groundbreaking because you absolutely 100% aren't going to get it. That seem fair?
I think so, yeah. It's Far Cry, isn't it?
It's Far Cry, innit? That really is the perfect way of describing it. I could have saved myself about 1,000 words there by just saying that. So yeah, thanks very much, Funk. Every week we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the jfgpodcast@gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk. And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we wanna know. Street Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Street Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We wanna know.
Get on the show.
Get on the show. You'll remember last week we had to cut the show short because we were very short of time, certainly from an editing standpoint. So we didn't do a Street Beat last week. And that was a shame because Mel Gibson's soul has been in touch, buddy, with some excellent stuff, including the answering of a question that Funk had several weeks ago now. So yeah, I'm just going to read a big old blurb from Mel now, and then we can have a bit of a discuss.
Cool.
So here we go. Mel says this. So yes, I still have a little catching up to do with the podcast. With the lack of compelling game content in the last couple of months, I've been getting my outdoors man on, camping,
Ramblin.
fishing, hiking and whatnot. But to answer Funk's question you might remember was, is Kingdom Come worth a purchase? This is an RPG that's kind of steeped in realism. Came out about, 2 months ago? Something like that now?
I don't even think it was that long, was it? Or it could be, to be honest. I can't remember.
Time flies, buddy. It certainly does. So yeah, Mel says, yes, I find Kingdom Come very enjoyable and quite challenging. I've been share playing it with an old bud who just got caught up on the current gen. Pretty cool. We used to couch co-op Morrowind, so this is right up our alley. I will say the combat takes some practice, but the satisfaction is worth the time put in. The first-person aspect is awesome to me, as in getting chased by bandits through a dark forest trail on horseback and turning my head around only to see an arrow plunging into my steed's leg as I go tumbling off, now left to draw my sword to fend for my life, was quite memorable. But the bugs here are like a Bethesda game, and a thick story can be a turn-off at points, but I'll definitely be giving it a second playthrough on my own. Hope this reaches you, Funk, in good health and virtue, Mel. So yeah, there you go. It sounds kind of exactly what we were hoping it would be. It's got those bugs. We've heard a bit about those bugs, but it sounds like a very in-depth game. And possibly it might be what Funk's looking for at this moment in time.
Yeah, true. There's going to be a lot there, and like Mel says, the excitement of the first person kind of mixes it up that little bit compared to your standard third person RPGs and stuff like that, which is cool.
Yeah, I like the look of it. They strike me as a pretty reliable dev in terms of like updates and improvements. I think that there's lots of space for that, and pretty decent with their community. It's just interesting because it's different, isn't it? Like, I think if it was me and if I was in a position where I was up for, sinking my teeth into like 100-hour campaign right now, and I had the choice of like Far Cry or Kingdom Come, I think Kingdom Come's probably more interesting, certainly.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably got a bit more going for it.
Well, it's something different, isn't it? That's the whole point of it.
Exactly.
Where Far Cry is Far Cry, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Give it, buddy. It's true. So yeah, obviously the other thing about Kingdom Come versus Far Cry is Kingdom Come is cheaper and will get cheaper quicker as well.
That's true.
So probably worth keeping an eye out. But yeah, thanks very much for that, Mel. And hopefully we'll find out from Funk whether he decides to take the plunge there or not.
Gibbons.
So continuing from Mel, this is regarding the exploration video that he made that I enjoyed watching on old YouTube, cool. Buddy. It's decent. Mel says, glad you enjoyed the video. A little backstory for you. That particular key had taken almost direct hits from 2 hurricanes a couple of years ago, and a major hit from another in November that had a 5 to 10 foot storm surge. Most likely the owner just wrote the whole place off as a loss, claimed the insurance, and never looked back. From Google Earth, I spotted another house in the same area, and I plan on making the 3-hour drive back down in May for a week or so. I'll do the same deal. So there you go, buddy. Certainly looking forward to another video from Mel.
Gibbons.
He also mentions my classic British gall at all the weaponry on display in that abandoned house.
Weaponry, yeah.
And continues to just amaze me, and I do know, like we unlike the States, we do get international news here, buddies. So we do know what's going on in the rest of the world. Yeah, Mel says, by the way, it being Florida, everyone is armed. I had my trusty 44 mag problem solver hip side to boost confidence.
That's what you gotta have.
Everyone's got a gun, then you have to have a gun, don't you?
You have to have a gun. If he's got a gun, I've got a gun. Kind of thing, I guess, you know.
Yeah, it's kind
Otherwise,
of like
you're stuck in a game of knifey spoony.
Yeah, in this in this country, it's 4x4s.
Yeah, you know? I guess so. Yeah.
You're doing the school run, and Barbara's getting she gets a Range Rover.
Yeah.
Then you can't drive about in your little Fiesta anymore because that means you don't love your kids. So you got to get.
But then you can be like, I'm taking the high ground. This is eco-friendly. I'm saving the planet. You can go down.
That's not going to save you when you're crying on your kids' bodies after they've been minced by Shirley in a fucking giant cunty wagon, buddy.
That's when I go and get my. Was it trusty 44?
Trusty 44 mag problem solver. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Go get my air rifle. That'll teach him.
Yeah. Go and get the rake.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. British style.
Yeah.
Yeah, cricket bat. Perfect.
Yeah, there you go. Sorted.
Do some fucking damage.
Yeah, mate. Put some nails in that.
Yeah.
That's a weapon.
Oh, yeah. Barbed wire. Yeah. There you go.
Standard. Dear.
Yeah, thanks so much, Mel. That was an excellent, interesting answer for the funk, and very interesting about the video as well. And yeah, looking forward to the next one. Pop it up in the old PS4 community so that the community can enjoy it together, buddies.
Gibbons, buddy.
So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 157 of the podcast. We're racking them up, and it's been cool this week. It's just felt really easy, and it's not that late either.
It's not. It's easy. I mean, it's not as early as last time because we started at normal time. But yeah, it's been a good one. I'm still baffled about the gambling in GTA.
You need to come back with some like hard-hitting fucking section next week, buddy. Maybe
gambling update.
We could roll out an F4P for you. It'd be beautiful. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I will probably forget about this by the time next week rolls in.
Oh, me too, buddy. But it's important when doing a podcast to continue to say words. So
continuation.
That's what's
extenuation. Words.
Cracking win for Liverpool this evening, buddy.
They did it.
Champions
3-0.
League.
Yeah, it got a bit dirty towards the end, not going to lie. Some kicking.
Yeah. Got a bit lucky as well.
Yeah, a bit lucky. But
offside
City
goal.
were just a bit shit, so that was good.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, good news.
Beautiful. What are we going to play now?
I'm going to see if my 23 gig update for Rainbow Six Siege is done. Probably not.
It might be. We'll see how we go.
Then get on some fucking screen tearing. Rip that shit up.
Screen tear simulator.
I love it. I can't wait.
Rainbow edition.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. Many things to play. None of them
Games.
new.
No, nothing new.
Nothing new. Well, I guess we will sign off then, buddy. Thanks thanks so much for listening, everyone. You can find us at the places I'm about to say. www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, Facebook.com/the JFG Podcast. Our Twitter handle is at the JFG Podcast. You can find us on video streaming sites, YouTube, twitch.tv/the JFG Podcast, and mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro. SoundCloud. We're on SoundCloud /Just for Gamers. If you want to get involved there for an episode that hasn't even been recorded yet because it's so old that time's actually gone round in a circle. So there we are.
Okay, so time's a circle. Is that what
time's
we're going for?
Time's a circle. It's such a long time ago that we haven't even got there yet. One to ponder.
It's
and
like
we're also
Superman
on the PS4.
going round the world in a circle to turn back time.
To turn back time.
Yeah, that's what he does. It just, rotate the Earth the other way. Science.
Just send it back.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Just turn it back the other way.
Just do that.
Easy.
We're also on PS4, of course, buddies. You can come and join our JFG podcast community on there. Come get involved. It'd be lovely. And we are also, of course, on Google+, if that's how you choose to live your life. And come join us on Discord as well, buddies. The Discord link now works.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe. It might have stopped by now. Being
probably does. Probably does. You can find that on our website.
Maybe.
Get stuck in there. Yeah. And of course, the Google Plus thing that I mentioned before. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We will catch you next time. But until then, I have been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell. You've been listening to the JFG podcast with Ash and me, Alex. To find out more, head to www.justforgamers.co.uk, Facebook /the JFG podcast, or Twitter where we are at the JFG podcast. Episodes go live every Sunday, and if you could pop onto iTunes and write us a quick review, we would love every inch of you, even if you got old and fat. Thanks so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.